Welcome to FBB Forum. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm very pleased to welcome the stunning IFBB women's pro bodybuilding competitor, Saqweta Barrino. Saqweta has been competing in bodybuilding since 2016 and earned her pro card in 2021. For her pro debut year, which was last year, she placed sixth at Chicago Pro and then fifth place at both Atlanta and New York. So that's a really good pro year or pro debut year. Welcome, Saqweta. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, David. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you. Now, my first few questions are about how you got started in bodybuilding. And I was wondering if you had an athletic or sports background before you started in bodybuilding?
Yes, actually I did. I started, my mother put me in cheerleading when I was about 3.5, 4 years old. So I cheered from then up until I graduated high school.
Okay.
Really interested in doing it in college. And then I also did track and field.
Oh, really? Wow. So that kind of gave you a good basis for getting muscle and everything and good preparation for bodybuilding, I imagine.
Yeah, it did. And then in high school, I was in weightlifting. It was just
Oh,
me and one of my friends. We were the only females in the weightlifting class.
really?
Yes, yes.
That's terrific. So that obviously gave you good background too.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Now, how did you get started in bodybuilding, and who kind of convinced you to do your first contest?
So when I first started, well, I'll back up. So before I before I considered doing it, I would be working out in the gym and people would ask me, and I had no idea what they were talking about. I was like, do I compete? I was like, huh, what are you talking about? And I found a little more, I tried to find out more about it. And then my friend, who is now my fiance, so my friend at the time, he would like make comments like, you need to compete, and he kind of like pushed me in that direction. And he was actually my coach for my very first show.
Oh yeah, that's terrific. Does he
So,
compete too?
yes, he does. His name is Cedric Scott. He does men's bodybuilding. We actually went pro together at the same show.
Oh, really? That's terrific. That's so cool.
Americans, yeah.
That's great. Is he still your coach, or do you have a different coach
No,
now?
I actually have we both have the same bodybuilding coach now. So well, I have a coach now. He just helped me with like the first show because we were like experimenting. We had no idea what we were doing. It was new to us. We couldn't really find anybody to help. We didn't know, like we had no idea how to even start. So I
Sure.
just started reading up on it myself. And we just went from there. We were just two people who knew how to work out.
Wow, that's so cool. That's terrific.
But my coach is oh yeah, I have on his jacket. So I'm part of Forge Still Fitness out of Atlanta. His name is Patrice Mason.
Very cool. I'm not familiar with him. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's my coach.
Okay, terrific.
And
That's great.
for some time now.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obviously doing great work with you because you look great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We work well together. I've been through a few coaches, but we work well together.
That's great. I'll make sure to include his Instagram down below too, so if people want to check out his site for coaching and stuff too. So
Oh yes, for sure.
yeah. Now,
Thank you.
now am I right that you made the switch from physique to women's bodybuilding?
Yes, I did. Yep. I started out in women's physique. I switched over. Let's see. So my last show, when I did my last national show in Miami, um, I did women's physique. And
Mhm.
when I came off stage, there were a few of the judges who told me that, because like my muscle size and stuff like that, I thought I was really small, but when I would get up there with them,
Mhm.
I had more mass than they did. So I was told to, move to bodybuilding. And then also when I came off the stage, I ran into Margie, and
Oh,
and we talked, and so she also kind of influenced me to move into bodybuilding. Yeah. So, which is what I wanted to do eventually. I
yeah.
just wasn't sure when. And so I talked to my coach, and I was like, okay, I'm done with women's physique. So then it was at North Americans. I still did women's physique. I just did both of them. So I did women's physique on that. I think it was Friday, and then I went pro women's bodybuilding on Saturday.
That's great. That's kind of nice having Margie give you advice like that. Yeah, she's kind of a sage in the sport, I'd say.
Yes.
She's awesome. That's so cool. Um, Now I was curious, what do your parents think about your bodybuilding career, and are they supportive of it?
I guess I've never really asked them really what they thought about it. Because I've always been into sports and working out. I would think they think it's kind of, normal, I guess, because I work out. But they do support like the hard work and stuff. They're not always able to make it to like shows or anything like that, but
Sure.
I send them pictures and stuff like that, and they watch and all of that. So
I was just curious because I was thinking like, what would parents feel like about having their daughter, wearing a bikini on stage, kind of thing,
mm, yeah, well, I don't think they because I'm older now. I don't think they care.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool.
Yeah,
I was curious, do you have any kids, or do you hope to have kids at a later date?
I don't have any. No, but I do want some. I do. So I hope to later. Like my plan is to go to the O. So meaning after that, then
That'd be
kids.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope you can get
I'll
to.
have to kind of take a step back for that to happen. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for health and everything too. And yeah, I hope you do make it to the O this year because it's in Orlando and that's pretty close for me. So
yeah, I hope I'm a. That's the plan. That is the plan. That's the plan.
that's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully you're going to win a show this year. So I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
I was curious. My next few questions are about competition prep, and I would say I was wondering what is the toughest toughest aspect of competition prep for you?
you. The toughest part. Well, it's not always I would say the eating, but the eating doesn't become a problem for me until later. Later, like when it gets closer to showtime. So
Hmm.
maybe like at 6 weeks out, that's when I start having like cravings and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, but other than the hardest part, I would think is the posing, practicing.
yeah.
Yeah, being able to hold the poses, not so much as being able to do them because I can do them, but
Hmm.
it's the holding them, practicing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the hardest.
I bet that's tough when you're up doing comparisons and they keep calling you back up and you're just like, oh.
Yes, yes, but I can't remember which show it was, but them doing that and posing us over and over again, it actually helped me move a spot up. So
Oh, really? Oh, that's very cool. That's awesome.
yeah, I can't remember. I think it may have been Atlanta Pro because I was gonna get. They had me like at sixth, but that pushed me up. So
That's terrific. That's really good, actually, huh? Do you do a lot of posing practice to get ready for a show?
um, yes and no. I try to practice my posing while I'm training. Holding poses depending on what I'm training. Like if I'm training chest, holding the side chest and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, I don't really start. So I don't really start like practicing. Um, to like like 5, 6 weeks out,
Okay.
holding it. a bit.
Yeah, I thought your posing routine was really awesome in Chicago, and you have really good flow, and good moves for sure.
Thank you, thank you. I had to teach myself how to pose.
Really?
I
Yeah,
didn't. I don't have a posing coach. I didn't have one. So when I started, I just started looking on like YouTube and watching them pose at shows, and I just taught myself how to do it.
really. Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, and then I received like little critiques and stuff over time, and
Yeah,
then yeah, and when I made the switch to bodybuilding, since my fiance does bodybuilding, he was able to help me some with that, and my coach the critiques he sends.
that's
Yeah.
great. Very cool. I was curious during prep, is there like a particular food item that you especially miss?
Well, my favorite foods, so French fries and cheesecake.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Those are my favorite. So always those French fries. I can eat those all day, every day. Like all day, every day. Yes, I love fries.
But you probably have to withhold those for a few months, right, before a show.
Yeah, yeah. Unless I get like a refeed or something, can have like burger and fries and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
other can't have it.
yeah, I know. Oh man. Um, now, we talked about prep coach. I was curious if you've ever worked as a fitness coach or a posing coach, just because I mean, like I said, you got really good skills with posing.
Um, I've as far as like fitness coaching, I've done a little bit of it, but nothing that's been like consistent where it's like a business for me.
Sure.
Just because when I'm in prep, I've learned that I'm very selfish. So, and if somebody is gonna pay me for my time, I want to make sure they have my time.
Yeah,
So, I've never really committed to fitness coaching, but posing, I am very interested in being a posing coach. I am. I haven't, you know, dug into it or anything like that, but it is an interest. I would love to help with that.
that's great. Yeah. I interviewed Sharonica Hinton a while back, and she's really built quite a nice business doing posing coaching. So you should you
Yeah,
should
I
talk with
follow.
her.
Yeah, yeah, she's great.
She is. She's really great. She's man, and she's really done a great job, I think, with the people she works with, both men and women. Yeah. But I think you'd be really good at it. So
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna consider it. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
now, do you have a regular full-time job outside of bodybuilding?
Yes. Yes, I do. I sit at a computer though, so it's not anything hard. Just my brain,
Yeah.
headaches, meetings, and stuff like that. But I'm an inside client. I'm a client manager for a telecommunications company, NTT.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so for them, so it's a lot of quoting and things like that. So I'm at a computer most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Meet, yeah.
That's kind of, yeah, similar to me. I need to get up and exercise more. Yeah, I can, especially you can get stuck at your computer for too long and not get up, and it's just not, yeah,
Yeah.
not so good for you, probably.
And then now I was already, so before COVID, I was already working from home, like 2 or 3 days out of the week. So
Yeah,
we already had those capabilities. So when COVID came, we were just home. And then when it was time for people to come back into the office, they gave us the option to be fully remote or go back and forth. So I chose fully remote. So I'm definitely, if I can sit down and rest, that's what I'm doing. I'm at the computer, sitting
yeah.
down. Yeah.
That's what I actually work from home too, and I've been doing it for like 10 years now, but
Hmm.
I kind of miss the office sometimes, though. You miss out on the office politics and stuff. I find
Mm-hmm.
that stuff kind of interesting. Now I was curious when you're in prep and kind of transitioning out um, from a competition and you're going back into bulking phase. Do you kind of find that tough to deal with, like a body dysmorphia kind of thing, or is it not too bad for you?
I would say before it used to be. In the past it used to be because I wasn't smart with I guess my rebound diet and stuff and what I was eating after my show because I didn't really have good at the time. I didn't have the coach I have now. And I didn't really understand the importance of a rebound diet and basically just working backwards from what you just finished doing. And so I was putting on all that, unhealthy weight because who wants to gain? It's nowhere near healthy to gain 20 pounds in a matter of like 7 days.
Oh no.
So that's the only time. But now, so I could say this past like improvement season for me, I had no problems just because I actually stayed I wouldn't say very lean, but I put on lean, mass. So I was happy with how I looked throughout my entire improvement season. I didn't have any problems with, oh, I feel like I'm getting fat, what we say, or I wish I was lean and all that kind of stuff. No, I didn't have any problems with that.
That's great. So your coach really helped you with that too, I bet, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. How many pounds you said? 20 pounds in 7 days is probably not healthy, huh?
No, not at all. No. And
Oh,
just guzzling down, guzzling water and just eating everything. Everything I hadn't eaten, I was eating it.
oh
And I
yeah.
didn't realize what it was doing to me.
Yeah. That's like a binge eating kind of thing almost. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. No, that's good that you kind of got that straightened out though. So now we talked a little bit about it. I mentioned during the intro, but you're planning on competing at the New York Pro this year?
Yes. Yes, I am. That's gonna be the first show for me.
That's terrific.
I'm excited and nervous, but I'm excited.
No, I think you're going to do great there. Um, and I know we had talked about you're hoping to get to the Olympia this year too, which would be awesome.
Yes, yes. Yes, definitely. Sorry, that's my dog barking. I
No
don't know if you,
problem.
but yes, that's the plan. That is definitely the plan. That's the goal.
And that's going to be in Orlando, so it's going to be a great show. I'm excited about it too. I actually got to go to the Olympia in 2021, and I was just impressed, like by the production of it. It's just so much light and sound, and they really do a nice job with it.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to go, and I've always wanted to attend. There's been opportunities for me to attend, but I told myself I didn't want to go until I was actually going on stage.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So
I
when
bet
that
you,
happens, that's when I'll go.
okay, that's awesome. I think you're going to get there. We'll see. I think you got a good chance though. Now, I was curious in terms of what feedback are you getting from judges in terms of where to improve your physique?
So this past year, I was told to work on bringing up my upper body, just adding a little mass to my upper body. Right before I went pro, there was a whole year that I couldn't work my upper body, but I still was able to go to the show and get my pro card. But yeah, so my upper body suffered a little bit. So it's not where I know it could probably be, but I mean, things happen. So yeah.
Was that due to injury or wow?
Yeah, so I guess I re-injured I did something to my rotator cuff, and then I had a partial bicep tear. So it got to the point where I couldn't, like, just 5 pounds, I couldn't lift it, and then it finally got to the point where I couldn't even lift my arm over my head. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't carry anything.
Wow.
It was very frustrating because it just got worse and worse over time. And I remember being in the gym and I grabbed 5 pounds to go and try to do, some side laterals. And when my arm wouldn't go up, I just threw the dumbbell across the floor and cried. It was terrible. But so bringing up my upper body, and then I had one judge to tell me to try and work on my lower lats to bring those out more.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, trying to work on my upper body.
That's great. And you're done with the injury, or did you have to do surgery or anything like that?
No, it's fine actually. I kind of just I've had to nurse it back before, so that's what I did, and it's good now.
Great.
No anything.
Wow.
I had to basically it actually taught me how to properly lift and work my shoulder. I just kind of learned from scratch with proper form and stuff like that. So to help prevent injuries.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah. I was curious in terms of your physique, what's your favorite muscle group and what's your least favorite?
I would say my favorite, it didn't used to be. I would have to say my favorite muscle group is my legs. Legs.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I will work my legs to the point of like I will make myself like wobble and fall or cry. Like I can do that to myself.
Yeah.
But my least favorite, I don't know, do I have a glutes? I would say glutes.
Glutes.
It's my least favorite. Yeah.
Your legs definitely stand out. Yeah. And I remember seeing you at Chicago, and I think that's what a lot of the buzz in the audience was about. Your legs were like just amazing. So yeah. That's really cool though. Now, I was curious, do you find it kind of hard to juggle your work life and your personal life and your bodybuilding journey? Because I think it'd be really challenging with time management to juggle all that.
Yes. I would say I have the advantage that I have is because I work from home.
Yeah.
I think that really, really helps me. The fact that I work from home, because if I find that I do need to prep, I don't have to get up super, super early in the morning to do it. And I don't have to wait until 5, 6 o'clock when I'm off work to come home and stay up late and do it. I can do it while I'm working. I mean, I love it. And there's other little household stuff that I can take care of while I'm working because I'm right here at home. So that kind of helps with time management and eliminates the travel time, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's the advantage that I have.
Yeah.
But this year, because we found that I needed to work on my sleep, I made sure when my improvement season started, I made sure I had like a plan in place of, the earliest I'll be getting up and the latest, I'll stay up. So I try to make sure I had a routine for that. And yeah, I just had to make sure I laid everything out and stuck to it. And, of course, on days when I didn't, I found myself up late or having to get up super early and lose out on my sleep.
Yeah.
But it has helped. So I've gotten a lot of rest this time, and it has helped tremendously.
And do you live in the Atlanta area?
No, I don't. I live in Charlotte.
Charlotte, Charlotte. Oh, very cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, Charlotte's maybe not as bad, but if you lived in Atlanta, you'd be spending half your time on the road, stuck in traffic.
Right. So it's already bad enough to be in traffic here.
Yeah.
For me, it was about 30 minutes if I didn't leave soon enough. But other than that, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, but it still saves time.
I think not having a commute makes a big difference, not only in terms of time, but in terms of stress too. So
yes,
there's a lot of advantages to working from home. And I think a lot of people who got used to working from home, now they have to go back in the office. So I think that would be tough to do. I think there's a lot of advantages to working from home, you know.
Yeah, I do not want to go back. I don't want to go
I
back.
understand. But you're gonna miss out on the office politics and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, every now and then, if I wanted to go into the office, that's an option. If I just wanted to go in there for a few hours, I could, but
Yeah.
I'm okay. I just sometimes, if I want to change my environment, I'll go to like a coffee shop or something.
Yeah, yeah. I do that sometimes too. That's really
So
cool.
just to change, just have a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so important too for bodybuilders to get enough sleep because it's kind of like a recovery type thing, you know, and it's really important for your health, but I think it helps your physique too, really.
Yes, I've learned that. I learned that this go round.
Yeah. Um, Now I was curious on your Instagram, you mentioned being known as kind of as the Palm in the Storm, and I was just curious, why do you have that kind of nickname?
um, I did that. So it's kind of symbolic of like victory, triumph, and peace. So it was during a time where, like a lot of stuff was going on. And,
Mhm.
like with a palm tree in a storm, it normally bends. Sometimes it'll bend all the way down to the ground and stuff.
Yeah,
And they don't break. And then as soon as the wind and the storm stops, the tree comes right back up.
yeah,
So I just felt like at that time there was a lot of stuff going on, stuff that may have broken other people or did something, kind of caused harm to others.
hmm,
Where me, I felt like it tried to, but didn't, and
yeah.
I survived. So that's where that kind of that's where that came from. So
I like that. That's cool. That good symbolism too. I know about the Palm and the Storm from living in Florida. We get the hurricanes all the time. So they're
yes, yes.
um, I was curious, do you find it kind of tough to keep up with demands of social media? Because I imagine just being a top pro bodybuilder, you get a lot of DMs, or is it not too bad?
I don't think it's nearly as bad as probably some others.
Hmm.
Um, and that's probably also because I'm not using my page for like really business purposes or anything like that. And I'm not like sponsored or, I'm not advertising really.
Yeah,
Uh, so I mean, I do get DMs and stuff like that. I just try to cipher through them because some are important. Some people do have serious questions, and
hmm,
then you have the others who, who are just sending like nonsense stuff or
yeah,
things that are meant to be demeaning or so those get ignored. Um, but I mean, I try to now have I only stay on for a certain amount of time anyway.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, it's good to limit. Do you find
follow
it
media.
is it better to limit social media as you're getting closer to a show? Because I think that can be really distracting too.
Um, yeah. Well, I try to stay. Honestly, I try to stay away from people's pages. Really.
Yeah,
I also avoid comparing myself to others. I don't think it's smart to do. I do follow
yeah,
he who compares himself to others is not wise.
hmm,
So I try to stay away from that. I don't even pay much attention. I'm like on there sometimes just to literally post
yeah,
and I come right back and then I come right back off. So I could post something, but and I'm not even on there anymore.
okay, sure.
Sometimes from Instagram, you can post to Facebook, and I never even opened the Facebook app. So
Oh, sure.
So I am trying to get better with that though, just with trying to get myself out there, just because I've always kind of been shut up. Like I said, this is my first time doing something like this. I never would have imagined doing this.
Oh, really? Doing the interview like this?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's so cool.
So it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm trying not to be nervous, but I promise I'm very nervous.
Oh, no, you're doing great though. You really are. No. And it's really honored speaking with you too. Now, I was curious if you were kind of in a leadership position with NPC or IFBB, what would you do to improve the sport of bodybuilding, and how would you make the sport better?
Hmm. I was thinking about that. I would, I don't know. I think it needs to cater more to I don't think women's bodybuilding is Wings of Strength did a lot to bring out women's bodybuilding,
Mhm.
but I still don't think women's bodybuilding is supported enough by their own.
Mhm. Yeah,
So by the actual by NPC and IFBB, I just don't think it's supported enough by their own. So it's already bad enough that there are others who don't really care for women's bodybuilding. Um,
Mhm.
but I think if we were supported more by them, that people would support us more. And I guess if we had more of a presence to actually speak our truth, our side, I think people will understand more about who we are and why we do what we do.
Sure, I
Um,
understand.
but at the same time, I guess on the other side of it, I do understand that in a way, some people are losing their femininity, and I think that's important because I still want to be, I want to be known as this great women's bodybuilder, but I want you to know that I am a woman. So I think that feminine aspect is very important.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I really think that femininity is really important. And I think that I was thinking like Sherry Priami, who I know you had competed with last year in Atlanta
Mm.
and Chicago, and Julia Weitzel too. I think they both um, just brought a really feminine package to the Vancouver stage last night.
Mhm.
And but I no, I agree with you. I think that's important. And I as a fan and a longtime fan of bodybuilding and female bodybuilding, I just worry about all these shows that have been dropped, and there's just so fewer opportunities to compete. And you don't have the point system anymore, too. So that kind of
Right.
takes more competitors away. So I do hope that over time, maybe more of those shows will come back. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I do.
Mhm. Um, I just have one last question for you. We're running low on time anyway, but I was
Okay.
curious, like, how do you think we could get bodybuilding back on TV again? Because I remember back in the day on ESPN, I'm sorry, NBC and ESPN would actually show it on a regular basis, and I think it helped introduce bodybuilding to a wider audience. But I don't know. What do you think? How do you think we could somehow get the TV stations to pick up on it again?
Uh, I, 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 I would think so, but I actually feel like not many. I don't think many people know about bodybuilding. I
Yeah.
really don't.
Hmm.
I think there's a whole world out there who has no clue. They know about all these other sports, but they don't know about bodybuilding. I think if it was just given a chance and put out there, even just a little bit, or even if it wasn't on NBC or ESPN at the moment, just some other sports station,
Hmm.
I just don't think it's advertised enough. It's not, but it has a negative connotation tied to it that needs to be cleared up.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. in terms of like PEDs and that kind of thing?
Yes, yes. And just people not being responsible. So
I was thinking like CBS Sports Network has CrossFit, and then they do like World's Strongest Man and Woman. But if they have that, like I don't understand why they can't do bodybuilding too. So I would love to see it back again. Back in the day, ESPN, was really viewed as an influence for getting people into the sport. But
mhm,
yeah,
that,
I don't know. Well, we're almost out of time, but I just wanted to say thank you again for joining me, and I'll include your Instagram and your coach's Instagram down below, so if people want to check you out.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
And
so much.
it was a little I was a little nervous, but it was good. It was good.
Thank you. You did a great job. I do appreciate you taking the time. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Thanks. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.